Hello friend, I want to tell you about the Suzuki Jimny car. If you are looking for a small, agile car that will cope equally well both in a crowded city and off-road, then the Suzuki Jimny is the option for you. In the 1980s, its successor, the Samurai, appeared on the market. The next, third version of the small Suzuki off-roader was available only in some countries. Finally, in 1997, the current generation of the car was presented at the Tokyo Motor Show. Currently, just like years ago, the car is offered with an optional 4x4 drive. Most importantly, the new bodywork has not lost the characteristic style developed over the decades. In 1999, the range was supplemented with a semi-open version equipped with a canvas roof. 5 years later, the car received a 1.5-liter Renault diesel engine. A year later, the design underwent cosmetic modernization. Currently, the Jimny is manufactured in Colombia, Japan, and Spain. The engine range for the Suzuki Jimny is very modest and is limited to 3 engines. Most potential customers will look for a diesel, but the 1.5 DDIS unit is unfortunately not one of the most successful designs. This mysterious name hides the emergency French DCI engine. What's wrong with it? At 150,000 to 200,000 kilometers, the crankshaft bearings start to rotate, and most models also have problems with the injection system and turbocharger. The exhaust gas recirculation valve, EGR, also causes problems. The naturally aspirated petrol engine uses from 9.5 L to slightly over 10 L, 100 kilometers in city traffic, depending on driving style and drive type. You won't find models with the tiny 0.7-liter turbocharged engine. They were only offered in Japan. In turn, the diesel engine should not burn more than 7.3 L/100 kilometers when driving in traffic jams. Performance? Don't count on a sporty experience. Even the most powerful versions accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in well over 10 seconds. On the other hand, in the case of such a design, it doesn't matter too much anyway, although a long journey will certainly be tedious. The Suzuki Jimny can be front-wheel drive or a solid 4x4 system with a reduction gear. There are 2 gearboxes on offer, a 5-speed manual and a 4-speed automatic. Both the front and rear suspensions are dependent systems based on rigid axles, coil springs, and shock absorbers. Safety? Unfortunately, it is difficult to say anything about it because the car did not take part in independent Euro NCAP crash tests, but you can expect that the frame structure is not very safe. Before buying a Suzuki Jimny, I advise you to take a close look at the drive system. If the car was used off-road, the drive joints, front hub clutches, wishbones, wheel bearings, engine mounts, internal components of the rear and front axles, and metal rubber suspension elements may all require replacement. In such models, there are also leaks from the drive system, and in cars equipped with an automatic, there are transmission oil leaks. The alternator is also susceptible to damage. Users complain about problems with the brake system power steering. In the Jimny series cars, there are annoying vibrations of the steering wheel. Their cause is usually a damaged center rod. Installing a steering damper also helps to eliminate vibrations. If you plan to drive this car a bit longer, it is worth investing in solid maintenance of the body and chassis. Jimny has never been known for its good anti-corrosion protection. Of the minor issues, the faulty radio must also be mentioned. Before buying, it is also worth checking the condition of the rigid brake pipes. Plastic clips like to collect mud, which accelerates corrosion of the pipes over time. The Suzuki Jimny is an ideal car for both singles and retirees living outside the city. The Jimny is also an interesting proposition for off-road fans, of course, provided that you properly combine it. Thanks to the solid 4x4 system, dependent suspension, and light body, the car copes quite well on unpaved areas. The successful styling of the bodywork also deserves praise. You can see right away that the car likes muddy ground. Unfortunately, the Jimny, like any construction, has its flaws. Because it is small, even a small collision can end in a disaster. A narrow, high car also means greater susceptibility to side gusts. What does the inside look like? The interior is finished with materials of poor quality, and the seats are definitely uncomfortable. In addition, the inside is quite cramped. Users of the Japanese off-roader also complain about the availability of spare parts and the Spartan equipment of some models. They do not have, among other things, power steering or central locking. Thanks for listening to me. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and rate my video. If you know of any problems with this car that I haven't mentioned, be sure to write about them in the comments.